guys, it's me, Bets Golden. If you're joining me over from my Facebook channel, welcome. This is a brand stinking new product out from, well, it's a combination of two companies, and that is the Colorburst company with Ken Oliver and the Brutus Monroe company, which is inks and stamps and such. So I've already created a swatch of the what each of these look like with the surface ink as well as the Colorburst. The swatch paper that I used is a watercolor paper, so it's super absorbent. And I did that over on Facebook. You can go find it. It is public under Bets Golden. And let me show you the beautiful new colors that we have as well as the swatches. And then I'm going to tell you and kind of show you a few different types of techniques that you can use with these and just some color rules you want to keep in mind if you don't want a muddy look. Because it is watercolor based, they will combine and whatnot. So we're going to go over that. And I just want to remind you that this is live. It's not edited. So if it's slow, I apologize. If it's too fast, I apologize. But it's raw, it's off the cuff, and it's real. So here we go. The first one that we have is going to be the cornflower. And this all works perfectly with the Brutus Monroe surface inks. The surface inks are permanent once you put them down on a porous surface, which this paper is. It is a watercolor paper, so there's some texture in it. This side is the ink that I just ran my pad across, and this is the Colorburst. All right, and then the next one that we have is going to be the Marsala. This is my very favorite one for this season. And that's the Colorburst, and that's the surface ink. And then here is that little swatch card. And then we have the Rouge, the Colorburst, and then the swatch card. So pretty. And then we have the Jack-o'-lantern, which is a beautiful orange. Perfect for fall right now. All right. And then the next color up is going to be our Cabbage. Now, if you do notice that there are different specks of color in here, I believe that those are used just to customize the color to get it to be the right color to match the surface ink. So one way to combat that, I think, is probably to shake the bottle, which I did not do when I opened it up. And then the last one is a Zest, which is a yellow. All right, so let's go ahead and move along so I can show you a couple different techniques that you can use when playing with the Colorburst. I have prepared a couple different surfaces. This is actually the flat cardstock Brutus Monroe cardstock that I used. On this one, it's going to be the snowflakes, and I simply took a snowflake stencil. I used pigmented ink over the top of it, and then I topped it off with some icicle embossing powder. So I want to do this one with the cornflower and maybe a little bit of Marsala. Now, Marsala is kind of on the purple spectrum, so when I tap this, whenever you're using purple, purple is the tricky color because whatever you use it with, usually it will turn it brown. So you have to be a little bit careful with what colors. The colors that it will not turn brown are the colors that you use to mix it to make purple, which is going to be anything red or blue based. So it should be fine with this. And again, this is the cornflower. So we're going to add down some Marsala. If I don't answer your comments, I will at the end. I'll go back through and answer these as well as ones on Facebook. I can't see it from the angle that I'm at, and I'm just gently tapping. And then from here, I'm going to lay some water down until I get the effect that I want. I really like using this technique because the stencil completely resists it. So isn't that beautiful? So pretty. Let me just hit it with a little bit of heat. Kind of move it around a little bit. I'm going to take just a paper towel just to pick up the residue on that. And we'll move on to our next one. So let's just pick up the residue on that. And there we go. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. And that again was the marsala in the corner, just a little bit, with the corn flower blue. All right. The next one I want to do is the other stencil, and I'm going to do this one with the Zest and Jack-o'-lantern. Now, when you are mixing colors, you want to make sure that you don't want to mix your warms and your cools. So the colors in this new pack that are safe to mix together would be the orange and the yellow. Those are safe. You can even put some rouge in there. That would be safe. You could also do like the green and the blue and the yellow, because green is made with blue and yellow. You could do, with this, we just want to be careful with marsala. You can do this with the corn flower, or this with the rouge. Those are probably the only two that I would mix it with. However, at the end, I'm going to get adventurous. So for this one, I want to do the the Zest and the Jack-o'-lantern. All right. And this again is a stencil that I embossed with the embossing. I used the embossing ink, and then I used the penny embossing powder. So pretty. And I just smooshed my stamp pad all over that stencil. And I only had to do it once. It was incredible. So awesome. And then there's this yellow is going to really come through. All right. So let's go ahead and let the magic happen. And if I don't get the look that I want, I can totally go back and add more Colorburst in. All right, let me move that around a little bit with my heat gun, and then I will go over the paper towel once again. Let me add the paper towel on there just to pick the residue up. I really like to do this technique with the embossing powder on it, because it creates a resist, and so the color just really, it pockets so nicely in those spots. So this is still pretty wet, but that is gorgeous. Okay, now we're gonna go on from here to the next. I'm only cleaning up just because I don't want it to transfer onto my other sheets, the color, because it is water-based color and it will do that. All right, this one, I love this. This is going to be Zest, Cornfield, and Cabbage is what I'm going to do on this. And this is actually a stamp. This is the wave stamp, and I use the embossing stamp pad, the embossing ink with a sterling embossing powder over it. So I'm going to start up here with the yellow, the Zest, excuse me. And then I'm going to add in the center the Cabbage, which is the green. Cabbage is next, and I'm going to put on the bottom the corn flower one. Oops. That's going to be a big smooshy. That's okay though, because we can dab it around a little bit, move it around. Sometimes the little tips on these, I get a little excited and the tips don't always want to disperse much, but it really doesn't take much to achieve this effect. And then the bottom is going to be the corn flower. And I'm going to put some up in there. All right, let's let that magic happen. me go ahead and just dry this. And I'm going to dry in a downward motion. And then out. And by hitting it with the heat gun, my whole purpose is just to get that extra color burst off of it so I can just pick it up, because I don't want to lose the color that has settled in the little spots. I want to keep that. But if I pick it up too soon, I'll pick up like between the embossed images. So this is the next one that I did. This is the wave. And I'm actually going to go back through and add some more zest on the top. I think I want some more zest. And so this is a great demonstration of what happens when you add on top of what you've already done. Because this color will still move, again, because it's water-based. So it's not permanent at all. Whereas the surface inks are permanent. Oh, I was going to hit it with the heat before I sprayed it. That's not smart. Okay. All right, so it really is gorgeous in person. I love it. But I did use a warm, which is the orange, with two cools, which are the green and the blue. And so I do have some browning on that. So if that bothers you, you don't want to do that color combination. All right, and then the next one I'm going to do, I'm excited about this one. This is the lace. I think this is the heart lace from the June release. And I'm going to actually use the rouge and the marsala on this. And I ended up doing something different with this one. I embossed it with regular embossing powder, but I used the pink, no, excuse me, I can't even talk, the alabaster color on top. So it should come through white, even though I embossed it with the embossing powder. I am making a huge mess. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the rouge because it's a lighter color. And this time I'm not going to do it in sections like I've done the others. I'm just going to kind of sprinkle everywhere. And then here's the marsala, that beautiful reddish purple. I love it. This is my very favorite color this season. Might be my favorite color that we have. I don't know. I really like colors. It's hard. I just like colors. All right, so let me go ahead and do the magic. Okay, I hit that with a little bit of heat to move that extra ink off. And then let me just dab it up. Now the next one is my experimental one. I have a vision of what I want this flower to look like, and so we are going to play a little. Oh my God, is that not beautiful? That turned out really gorgeous. And that was the rouge with the marsala. So pretty. Okay. So from here, we are going to do my very favorite stamp. Check out the hands. You guys, you're going to get dirty when you use this. That's just all there is to it. You're going to make a mess. All right, so This, I used the embossing ink on, and then I followed it up with the gilded gold embossing powder, and it's beautiful. I have to tell you, the background stamps that I've used, which have been the last 2, including this 3, I only had to stamp once, and then I embossed it, and that's the image that I got. It blew me away. It really did. So on this one, I actually want to use the Marsala, the Rouge, and the Cabbage. And I'm going to focus on certain parts of this image for that. I'm just going to use the Marsala kind of right there in the center of that flower. Thank you, Kiki. I'm sorry I'm not catching everybody's comments. I can't see them, and they disappear eventually. It's so crazy. So I'll have to go back at the end and catch them and talk and, you know, answer questions. And so I'm just kind of, and then I want to put it up here because there's a flower there. And I want to put it over here because there's a flower here. And there's one there. Let me put it on the leaves. Now this might not work. I don't know. We'll see. But it should be cool. That's one of the fun things about this, is it kind of is a fun little experiment. You never really know what you're going to get. And you're not going to get the same thing twice. And now I'm putting on the leaves the cabbage. So I'm just going to go over and put this cabbage, which is a green. And I'm just going to see what we get. See what we get. I did get it on some of the flower. But this might make brown because I'm mixing, again, cool. This is a cool color, and my other, this is a warm color, and I'm mixing in a purple with something that is not blue or red, so I might get mud. We'll see. But I'm hoping that it's a pretty mud. Ooh, ooh. I think I like it. All right, let me hit it with this dryer. I do like it. That's lovely. So I'm going to pick that up, the rest of that ink up, and there we go. All right. So let me just clean off my surface real quick, and then I'm just going to show you real quick all of the ones that I just did. And I will put in the description or the comments the link in which you can order yours if you are interested. I would appreciate it if you guys did use that link. And make sure, feel free to like share this. Go check out how I did the swatch cards on Facebook if that's something that interests you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and if I don't know the answers, I will definitely get them for you. But here we are again. So here is the beautiful wave that we use the corn flower, cabbage, and zest on. And then this was the corn flower and marsala. And then this was the zest and the jack-o'-lantern. And then this was the rouge and the marsala with the beautiful lace stamp. And then here is the rouge, marsala, and cabbage. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. You can find me on my blog, which is scrappycafe.blogspot.com. You can also find me over on Instagram under Betz Golden, B-E-T-Z Golden. Find me on Facebook under Betz Golden, B-E-T-Z Golden, and also on Twitter. So make sure that you give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please leave any comments that you have or questions or tips, and I will go ahead and add that link in the comment section below so you guys can check out this Colorburst set that is exclusive for Brutus Monroe that matches all of the surface inks. All right. Put all of your, okay, I will put all my links in the description box. I will. I'll go to the computer and do that. Okay, guys, have a wonderful day. Talk to you later. Bye.